Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing start of the week here. We're taking a quick look at HBAR, seeing what's going on with this wonderful coin. So Hedera Hashgraph, what is the deal? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the big picture and help you understand what could happen next here with this potential playout chart. We are sweeping this upper level of liquidity, and oftentimes one of two things happens. You will either sweep the liquidity level and retest that previous resistance as a support and continue higher, or you're just going to turn yourself right around and come on down and make a lower low and a lower high. Again, this isn't a guarantee, but that is essentially the two potential options here. So we're going to look at a few different ideas here. Obviously, we got this double top pattern as well, so we'll discuss a few key factors here. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I really do love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below, where you can become part of our community there. We do have trade signals communities, and of course the university. We got some nice scalps here from Matic Avalanche, as well as what this morning for Solana we scalped a pretty good 20% there in about 24 hours, and then of course took some near profits there and Avalanche as well to the upside. So congrats to our members there for that. And what we want to talk about here is this previous liquidity level. This is a pretty big deal. So if you take a look at this level here, upwards of about 7.6 cents, we have this massive amount of previous liquidity. Okay, so smaller time frames, we could identify this small liquidity level that's been swept, but the big time frame really tells us here that on the daily, we got some strong potential for the price action to gravitate towards that. So if you saw my near video from yesterday, we had a very similar scenario where the price action was coming up to this level, and then what it did is it basically pulled right towards that level and then yanked back. Went up and down almost instantly as soon as it filled that liquidity. So not a guarantee that's going to happen, but it's a larger probability, and a statistically it's more likely to occur. Okay, so again, this upper liquidity level, we got to pay attention to that. That is a very real thing. Let's go ahead and quickly draw out a resistance level here based on previous daily candlestick closure. We can see here we've retested that level twice, but we have not been able to close above 6.8. Okay, and I'm rounding up a little bit, it's like 6.78, but right around 6.8 is an area of resistance for us, okay? All right, so we're looking at that. One last thing before I forget too, if you are new to the channel, thanks again for watching. Please like the video and comment. Greatly appreciate that. Also, I do this as a favor for my community members where we have trading competitions and bonuses. Bitunix is a phenomenal exchange we're using now with no KYC and no VPN requirement. So if you got kind of hit hard with all that, check that out. Of course, they got some significant benefit rewards if you use my link to register, and obviously future trading competitions based on volume and profit and loss ratio. So when it comes to HBAR though, on the daily, we want to recognize that we are closer to 70 on the RSI and above 50, okay? That's a good place to be. Typically though, 70 can work as a resistance level, so we could be coming up to that little plane right now, or of course we could blast straight through it. I think both scenarios are probable. We're going to have to look at smaller time frames to identify the macro movements, or the micro movements rather. But on the macro here, we can see we're above all key level supports and resistances, and we really have very little holding us back, minus this most recent candlestick closure, once again about 6.8. Okay, so if you have monthly and weekly closures too, those are also things we want to look at. If we kind of take a look here as well, we got a strong accumulation. We'll go ahead and add this to the chart right here at about 7.3. So pull that out there as well, because that was a 1 week close. And we also got an upper liquidity level. There's a lot of liquidity to be swept here in this coin. If you take a look at that, massive amount of liquidity up here at about 8.7 to 9.9. So again, some things to look forward to. We got a pretty awesome double bottom here on the weekly as well. And with us breaking free from this most recent low here, this most recent volume profile, you could say, that's going to work as a support. So we have much more likelihood of the HBAR going higher than lower at this point. Okay, so this coin is definitely looking like it's primed and ready to go. A lot of times you see breakouts occur when these things happen. So again, getting above this level here at about, just say 6.7, it's going to be important. Once we get through that, we should be in good shape, good to go. As far as potential pullback, I mean, we could definitely see the price action yank down here. So we got to be mindful not just to take a long with no reason. So let's take a look at the 4 hour and see if there's anything that kind of complements what we're talking about here. So really quick here on Elliott Wave, we can kind of see we've hit our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hypothetically, if this is a double top and the price can't go any further, we could see a pullback as low as 5.9 to 5.4. Okay. I think that's less likely just based on the amount of volume we have. We have a tremendous amount of volume support here at about 6.1, 6.2, so that's going to definitely hold the price action in place. We'd need to see a big move down from Bitcoin to have that occur. But if you can kind of see here, when Bitcoin does well, HBAR does extremely well. And when Bitcoin sells off, HBAR goes sideways. That's typically a good recipe for a long position in most coins that are exuding this kind of behavior. Okay, taking a look at the 4-hour though, RSI, we want to kind of note that money flow index is back on track. It's really high. That's a really good sign. We want to see that in order to feel confident taking a long position. RSI as well is in good shape between 50 and 70. Those are good contributing factors, and the MACD is still swinging up, even though we are starting to taper off on the oscillator there. So in essence here, we got a pretty good scenario. Now, I'm never the kind of person that really likes to buy the top, but this is the kind of top where it might be worth considering due to the fact that we have swept a majority of the liquidity. We have a lot more liquidity levels above the price point at numerous ranges, both weekly and daily closers. So at this point here, I think we're in a good shape to consider a long. Obviously, you could wait for the price to pull back before you take one, because we do have this this level here roughly where we see the price had a lot of difficulty crossing this plane and hasn't been able to cross that yet. In other words, once we broke through that level, we haven't came down below it yet here recently. Okay, so long story short here, let's go ahead and look at the hourly and summarize. That we can kind of get you kind of an understanding of what should happen next, because Ichimoku Cloud is giving us confirmation we have good momentum here and to not close your long position yet. But within the next 6 to 10 hours, if the price action doesn't cross this plane, we should be considering I wouldn't say considering a short, but you should definitely be considering trimming your position or closing your long position. It's basically what it's saying. So if we cannot break through this resistance level here soon with this little push, then there's a good chance that it might pull back and it would be advantageous to consider taking profit. So long story short here is we've got a lot of contributing bullish factors. Okay, most of the signs we see here for HBAR are looking really good. It's just a matter of what kind of trade you're looking to take, right? If you're looking to do like a quick little scalp day trade, it might be a good consideration to take a long up to the 6.7, 6.8 mark. If you're looking for a swing trade, you may want to consider waiting for potentially a slightly better entry or average your price down. Me personally, if I like to get in at areas like this, I would get in here and I would average my position down for a nice average position here at about 6 even to essentially be able to get that dip and buy that dip and continue higher. Let's take a quick look at fib levels too. I'll actually post that on our chart here as well, because we kind of want to know roughly what the range of motion is here, because 0.382, 0.5, these are common areas for retracement. So if the price doesn't pull back, we could see a bounce off 0.382 or 0.5. Okay, those are areas I'm going to be looking for. This would be a good entry roughly at about 6.3, 6.4. Once more, we don't know it's going to pull back that far, but if it does, that might be a good consideration, because again, you can see this most recent high here where the price action averaged out at 0.382 quite frequently. Okay, so I actually think this is looking very, very good. I think there's much more potential for the price action to go up than down at this point based on everything we've seen here so far. So in all reality, we're looking pretty good. You just got to keep in mind if Bitcoin does sell off pretty strong, we will see a correction from HBAR, and that's nothing you can avoid. Okay, so please understand that. But overall, still looking very strong. I think HBAR has a really, really great potential to continue higher. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Please like the video. Help us grow the community. Obviously, check out our new partnership here with Bitget. I have an instructional video there as well. You can find that near the tail end of my videos there or in my playlist, of course. But generally speaking, fantastic exchange. Be sure to utilize them. If you want to jump over to our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord, those are all linked down below as well. I greatly appreciate you. Either way, thanks again so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day.